Ashe and grand rising, a grand day to you all. Once again, my fellow humans. And yes, welcome to this, the 12 in the series of Another Perspective on Healthy Living with your senior lifestyle advisor plus. Yes, it is I, the mystic philosopher. Now, right off the top, I must let you, my listeners, know that as is my custom, immediately after I recorded episode 11, I had prepared my material for episode 12, this episode 12. And why you may ask, it is because, when you're doing these things, sometimes the juice is just flowing. However, due to some comments, due to some constructive and thought-provoking criticisms, some conversations that I had, some questions for clarity that I have received, especially on a particular English word that I use in one of my statements in episode 11, which I will revisit shortly. Stay tuned. Also, due to some feedback and feed forward that I have received, and in my most sincere attempt at expressing my thoughts, at expressing my truest intentions, and expressing my point of view from my angle of observation, aka my perspectives, I ended up having to make some amendment to this episode 12. And by doing so, I ended up adding some more material to it. Consequently, the amendment and the new material have extended it beyond my allotted time. And so as not to infringe too much on your patience, and in the interest of time, and just like I did in episode 9, I will have to do a 3-part presentation or a 4-part presentation here with episode 12. Namely, episode 12 and episode 12.1, episode 12.2, and episode 12.3. So, by now, if at all you have listened to all my previous episodes, starting from episode 1 to the last one, episode 11, you too will agree with I, the mystic philosopher, when I say, and not only say, but use logic, reason, and activated common sense to prove my point. And the main theme of this, my series of talks, titled Another Perspective on Healthy Living, that bad-minded people, or bad-minded people in all sense of the word, bad mind, are sick people. Bad-minded people in all sense of the word are sick people, mentally disturbed people, mentally corrupt people. You name it or you name that. And consequently, they are extremely dangerous people. Bad-minded people are extremely dangerous people. They are self-destructive people. And not only are they dangerous and self-destructive and evidently a danger to themselves, a danger to their families and their immediate environment, but they are also a danger to the whole world. They are a danger to our natural way of life. And above all, they are a danger to the survival of our natural humanity. And as a species on this, our planet and Mother Earth. And that regardless of who or what we may think we are, and regardless of who, or regardless of our status and social standing in the society in which we may live, if at all our minds are corrupted, if at all it can be proven through self-diagnosis or otherwise, that our minds are corrupted, meaning that our very fertile metaphysical space have been infiltrated and polluted, that our metaphysical space are being inflated and polluted, and that we have bad mind, then we are all sick people. And as mentioned earlier, we might be even sick to the point of self-destruction and to the point of no return. And consequently, we are not functioning, and nor can we function optimally and to the best of our abilities as natural, native, earthly humans. And as I have mentioned and pointed out elsewhere and in other presentations before, that bad mind is not a new phenomenon or a new plague. Bad mind is not a new pandemic, a new spell of bad omen that has been and is being cast, broadcast, recast, and rebroadcast upon our natural native human race. Not at all. I am tempted to take the liberty and say that from time immemorial, aka from the beginning of time, bad mind to some greater or lesser degree has been with us humans. But that it has been intensified since the invasion of the alien invaders and conquerors, also known as the evil ones. But that is a different subject and different topic for another time. Stay tuned. In fact, according to the Adamic Race History and Holy Book, that is commonly called the Christian Holy Bible, bad mind was also found to exist among the gods. Bad mind was also found to exist among the gods in the place that they call heaven. But that too is beyond the scope of this talk. However, the good news is that even though bad mind and bad-minded people are the most difficult challenge that our natural native earthly human race has in the past encountered and to this day is still encountering, the infectious, contagious, and deadly mental disease called bad mind has in the past been cured. And it can be cured today. At least in the past, it has been cured in some people, and it can still be cured today. And thanks to our most honorable ancestors and all the ancients with spiritual insights and foresight, we are given the formula to cure bad mind. I, the mystic philosopher, I am very well pleased to inform you, my people, that currently we have at our disposal the formula to cure almost all bad mind. And for those of you, my listeners, that have paid and have been paying close attention, you too, you know that I have already shared the formula for curing bad mind in episode 11. We are given the formula to not only cure ourselves of bad mind, but to renew our physical bodies as well. To literally to be born again and to be made whole again. And for your information, the formula to cure potentially all bad mind is to be found in the English word trans. Yes, let me repeat. The formula to cure all bad mind is to be found in the English word trans. Now I can imagine how the hair on some of your heads and possibly the rest of your body are standing up right now after hearing I, the mystic philosopher, say that the cure for potentially all bad mind is to be found in the English word trance. But I ask that you please pay very close attention and listen very carefully, especially if you yourself is not a victim of chronic bad mind. For as my late mother's while quoting one of her favorite Bible verses, would say, and I quote, "To the pure, all things are pure. But to those who are corrupted and do not believe, nothing is pure. In fact, both their minds and their consciences are corrupted." Unquote. That is according to the book called Titus in the Adamic history. In the Adamic race history and holy book, Titus 1 and verse 15, and I just quote my mom's favorite verse from the New International Version, NIV. And so I ask that if you can, not all of you can, but if you can, because if you have chronic bad mind, you won't be able to do this, what I'm asking you. So if you can, I ask that you please think and entertain pure thoughts, at least for the rest of this presentation, episode number 12. Now, at the end of the previous episode, namely episode 11, I used the word trance. Or to be even more precise and in accordance with what I, the mystic philosopher, personally perceived and interpret to be the grammatical rules, or if you will, the protocols of the English language, I use the prefix words or the prefix word trans to assist me in conveying the central and most important point of these my series of presentation titled Another Perspective on Healthy Living. And just to remind you of the central point in healing, or rather the central point is healing by getting rid of bad mind in order to start living a healthy and an abundant life. Now, those of you that know me personally and have listened to me speak and without unnecessary compromise shared my perspectives on various topics over the years, both here and online and elsewhere, you will confirm that on multiple occasions you have heard me openly and unabashedly declared and publicly admitted to the fact that the English language is not my language. That the English language is not the language of my most honorable African ancestors. That it is not my mother tongue. That neither my most honorable African ancestors or myself were taught the English language, aka our slave masters and oppressors' language. That they, my most honorable African ancestors, were back then, and today we, their most honorable ascendants, and please note, I did not say descendants, but ascendants, because we are not descending, we are ascending, are only being taught a bastardized version. You have heard me repeatedly say that, those of you who have been listening to me over the years. We have only been taught a bastardized version of the master's language, the oppressor's language. And for those of you who know, understand and understand the power of words, sounds, energy, frequency, vibration, and the power of language in programming, controlling, and colonizing the human mind, you will know, understand, and understand what I mean when I say that I do not take any pride or pleasure whatsoever, or even, to be more correct, any pleasure in even attempting to speak the language. And especially when knowing that due to circumstances beyond my control, I have no viable alternative at this time to effectively convey my thoughts to most of you, my fellow humans. but to speak the master's language. You have also heard me in the past admitted and currently admit that I don't know the language, and the closest that I think I know that I will ever get to knowing and interpreting the master's language, aka the English language, is through my frequent and effective use of their various English dictionaries. And for your information and edification, I might add, according to such English dictionaries, namely the online, according to one such English dictionaries, namely the online etymology dictionary, the word trans, and I prefer the etymology because I'm going to the root now. The word trans is defined as, and I quote, a word forming element meaning across, beyond, through, or rather through, on the other side of, to go beyond, unquote. I ask that you please bear in mind the meaning and definition of the English word trans as I continue with this series of talks. And I also ask that you verify what I've just quoted for you. Because your language, most of your language, you have a better knowledge and understanding of it. But again, I have run out of time for this segment. So please join me in episode 12, where and when I will continue proving these points and show you and tell you more as to how you may know and how you can know a bad mind person, aka a sick person, and how we may heal ourselves from bad mind. So stay tuned. I also ask that if at all you can, that you please support this series of short presentations titled Another Perspective on Healthy Living by simply purchasing your daily supply of lignans. Lignans from the Norwegian spruce tree, aka Fountain of Life. From yours truly, I, the Mystic Philosopher, by clicking on the links provided in the description area below this video. You may also purchase a digital copy of my song, the song here, the version here playing in the background, called Have You Heard of Fountain of Life? You do that by clicking on the link by the same name. It's also given in the description area. Your kind support will be greatly appreciated so I can do more music. In the meantime and between time, in your becoming, my people, I will that you be more and more and not less, aka bless, for I am the Mystic Philosopher. Ashe, 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 I say.